Good morning, Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, and Google+. This is Rich again, back for your first video blog of the day for Tuesday, May 17th, 2016, around 6:28 in the morning, Billerica, Massachusetts. It's sunny out today, starting a little chilly, but it's going to rebound to about 70. Some news to report. The Oklahoma City Thunder beat the Golden State Warriors by the score of 108-102 last night, taking home court advantage for them, and it's up. The Thunder up 1-0. The Pittsburgh Penguins beat the Tampa Bay Lightning by the score 3-2 in overtime last night, so that series is even at 1 apiece. The Portland Trailblazers re-signed their head coach Terry Stotts to a long-term extension, and the Los Angeles Angels of Anaheim are on the verge of signing pitcher Tim Lincecum to a contract pending the physical. And that's about it on the news. My first video blog subject of the day is about starrcade 1985, the third annual NWA/Jim Crockett Promotion / Mid-Atlantic Supercard happened on Thanksgiving night on November 28, 1985, from two locations: Greensboro, North Carolina at the Coliseum, and the Omni in Atlanta. The main event was for the NWA World Title. The American Dream Dusty Rhodes facing off against Ric Flair in Atlanta, and plus they had other exciting matches on this. This was a loaded card. Calling it were Tony Schiavone and Bob Caudle. Gordon Solie was not welcome back because he was basically, not a great announcer anymore because he was too much drinking. And they had dark matches on the Supercard. The dark matches were from Greensboro, the NWA Junior Heavyweight Champion Denny Brown defeating Rocky Kane, and also in Greensboro, Don Cornado beating Tommy Lane. In Atlanta, it was Thunderfoot beating the Italian Stallion, and in Atlanta as well, Pistol Pez Watley beating Mike Graham. These matches were not shown on starrcade 85 on the closed circuit locations. And here's what happened on starrcade 1985. And the first match was from Greensboro. It was to determine the new NWA Mid-Atlantic Heavyweight Champion. It was Sam Houston facing off against Crusher Khrushchev, and this was a decent match. Sam Houston thought he won when he gave the Bulldog to Crusher Khrushchev, pinned him 1-2, and then Crusher Khrushchev foot was on the rope. Sam Houston thought he won, but Crusher Khrushchev gives Sam Houston the sickle and pins him 1, 2, 3, and Crusher Khrushchev is the new Mid-Atlantic Heavyweight Champion. The next match was from Atlanta. It was the Raging Blue Manny Fernandez facing off against Abdullah the Butcher in a Mexican death match. Abdullah the Butcher was with Mr. One, Paul Jones, and this match was, kind of horrible. The ending saw Abdullah the Butcher try to knock out Manny Fernandez, but he hit the pole where the Brahmo was a Mexican hat, and Manny Fernandez climbs it and gets the Mexican hat, the Sobrano, and he wins a Mexican death match. I thought a Mexican death match would be like kind of a Texas death match, but it wasn't. It was horrible. The next match was in Greensboro. It was Cowboy Ron Bass facing off against Black Bart with J.J. Dillon. They were formerly the Long Riders, but they split up, and Ron Bass became a face. And the stipulations was if Ron Bass won the match against Black Bart, he would have 5 minutes with J.J. Dillon. And Ron Bass beat Black Bart with bringing the bull rope, hitting him on the top rope. 1, 2, 3. And then J.J. Dillon has to get into the ring with Cowboy Ron Bass for 5 minutes. That's the next match. This match was taking place at Greensboro. And this match was, Ron Bass dominated this match for a few seconds, but then the referee gets knocked out. And then, once the referee gets knocked out, Blackbot gives the pile driver to Ron Bass, knocks him out cold, and he puts J. Dillon on, and the referee gets back up and pins. 1, 2, 3. J.J. Dillon wins this match. The next match was in Atlanta. It was an arm wrestling contest. It was superstar Billy Graham facing off against the Barbarian in an arm wrestling contest. Mr. 1 Paul Jones was with the Barbarian, and superstar Billy Graham won this match. And then it was an arm wrestling contest. He won it pretty easily. And then they had a regular match from Atlanta. Superstar Billy Graham facing off against the Barbarian. Superstar dominated this match, and he put the Barbarian in the bear hug. But Mr. 1 Paul Jones hits Superstar Billy Graham with his cane, causing the automatic disqualification. This was kind of horrible because Superstar Billy Graham was basically nothing at this point. He wasn't a good worker. Plus, he was still doing a lot of drugs. But he had that tie-dye gimmick which he used in WWE. He dropped the Kung Fu gimmick, which was horrible. The next match was from Greensboro. It was for the National Heavyweight Championship. It was Terry Taylor, who was the national champion, facing off against Nature Boy Buddy Landel with J.J. Dillon in his corner. And this was a competitive match, back and forth. Ending had Terry Taylor go for a suplex, but J.J. Dillon grabs his foot, and Buddy Landel's on top of Terry Taylor and pins him. 1, 2, 3. Buddy Landel is the new Mid-Atlantic Heavyweight Champion. Mid-Atlantic National Heavyweight Champion. And it was a decent match. I think Terry Taylor, after this match, left Mid-Atlantic to go back to Mid-South. The next match was for the National Tag Team Championships. It was Arn Anderson and Ole Anderson facing off against Chief Wahoo McDaniels and Billy Jack Haynes. Billy Jack Haynes and Wahoo McDaniel were the U.S. Florida Tag Team title champions, but that title was not on the line at this match. It was just the National Tag Team titles, and this was from Atlanta. And this was a decent tag team match, but the ending had Arn Anderson pin Wahoo McDaniels after Ole tripped him. The next match was from Greensboro, and it was a steel cage match. It was an I Quit match for the U.S. Championship. It was Tully Blanchard with the Perfect 10, Baby Doll, who was the reigning United States champion, facing off against Magnum TA. Steel cage match. It was awesome. The referee for this match was Earl Hebner, and this was awesome. It was probably one of the best Starrcade matches of all time. A lot of blood in this match. It was like Crimson Mask by both wrestlers, but Tully was bleeding profusely. Eventually, Magnum was pounding him completely, and then Tully Blanchard said, I quit, the fans go wild, and Magnum today is the new United States champion. The next match happened in Atlanta. It was a tag team match. It was Jimmy Valiant, the Boogie Woogie Man, with Big Mama, and Miss Atlanta Lively, who was Ronnie Garvin, dressed in drag, facing off against the Midnight Express, Loverboy Dennis Condrey and Beautiful Bobby Eaton with Jim Cornette. It was a comedy tag team match. Jimmy Valiant and Miss Atlanta Lively won this match when Miss Atlanta Atlanta Lively pins Bobby Eaton afterwards. Jimmy Valiant and Miss Atlanta Lively attack Jim Cornette and strip him down to his underwear. Very, very funny match. The next match was from Greensboro, and it was a tag team match for the NWA tag team titles. It was Ivan and Nikita Koloff, who were the reigning NWA World Tag Team Champions, with Crusher Khrushchev in their corner facing off against Ricky Morton and Robert Gibson, the Rock and Roll Express, with Don Kernodle in their corner, and it was a no disqualification match. Back then, NWA rules had that if partners made two saves 2 times, they would be disqualified. But this rule was rescinded in this match because it was no disqualification match. It was a very competitive match, back and forth. Ending had Robert Gibson go into the ring with the blind tag for Ricky Morton, and he knocks out Ivan Koloff. The referee counts 1, 2, 3, and the Rock and Roll Express are the new NWA World Tag Team Champions. And the main event happened in Atlanta, Georgia, at the Omni. It was for the NWA World Heavyweight Championship. It was Nature Boy Ric Flair facing off against the American Dream, Dusty Rhodes. Second straight year, this was the main event at Starrcade, and this feud was boiling back in, I think, September 1985, when in a steel cage match at the Omni, it was Ric Flair facing off against Nikita Koloff. Ric Flair wins the match, but Ivan and Nikita attack him, and Dusty Rhodes makes the save, but then Ric Flair didn't want help from Dusty Rhodes, and then the Andersons early on just attack Dusty Rhodes, and Ric Flair beats him up, and then they break Dusty's leg, and this like fully turns Ric Flair from like kind of a tweener to a full-fledged heel. And this title match was very, very awesome. It was, back and forth, lots of near pinfalls. Dusty escaped the figure 4 leg lock, but then the referee gets knocked out, and then Ric Flair goes over the top rope, but then there's no referee, because if you go over the top rope, you're automatically disqualified in the NWA. But with no referee down, Dusty Rhodes gets the advantage, but then Arn Anderson and Ole Anderson come in and try to interfere, but Dusty holds them at bay. Ric Flair tries to go for another figure 4 leg lock, but Dusty has an inside cradle. The referee gets up, makes the pin for 1, 2, 3, and Dusty Rhodes is the new NWA World Champion. All the faces come down and they cheer for him. He wins the NWA World Championship, and every fan goes home happy. But the next weekend on Mid-Atlantic Championship Wrestling program, the decision was reversed because the referee was knocked out. And when the referee gets knocked out, and he reverses the decision, which was BS, but I think they did that just to have the fans go home happy. And this Starrcade 85 was probably better than Starrcade 84 because of a lot of great solid matches, and I give it a B. Starrcade 85, The Gathering. Tomorrow will be Starrcade 1986, The Night of the Skywalkers, from Greensboro and Atlanta again. The main event was for the NWA World Championship. Nature Boy Ric Flair racing against Nikita Koloff. Plus, they had the scaffold match between the Road Warriors and the Midnight Express. Be back later. Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, and Google Plus with 2 more video blogs. Today's slate is Baseball Tonight, the podcast, and personality profile Kelly Nash of Major League Baseball Network and NHL Network. Keep calm, everybody. I'm a Julie Button guy. Molly Rose Blood of WCCO Roxanne has nice legs. Elizabeth Hutt is also stunning. She's got nice legs as well. Amy Swensy's awesome. Bobby Gibbs of ABC 11 has that sweet southern accent. Michelle Beadle is the best. Julie Donaldson's My TV Sports Quest, and Linda Church is so stunning. And in the words of Sean Lucha, get out. See you later, Facebook, YouTube, and Twitter. Bye now.